Interesting story out of Syria. Missiles targeted a Russian passenger plane over Syria. There were unidentified assailants that fired 2 land-to-air missiles at a Russian passenger plane carrying about 200 people when it flew over Syria yesterday. And the Interfax news agency reported this. They cited an informed source in Russia. We have a couple of quotes here. The Syrian side informed us that on Monday morning, unidentified people had fired 2 land-to-air missiles which exploded in the immediate proximity of a civilian plane belonging to a Russian airline. The crew has been able to move the aircraft to the side on time. We're probably dealing with some kind of translation here that is not perfect.
Yeah.
The crew has been able to move the aircraft to the side on time and save the lives of the passengers. Nobody was hurt, according to the report. The targeted plane belongs to Nordwind Airlines, which is a charter air carrier in Russia. And this is according to the Russian Federal Agency for Tourism. Wow. I mean, what's your reaction to this? I've had some situations on planes that didn't make me feel particularly comfortable, but this is another level altogether.
Yeah, well, I really doubt it was those were government missiles or military missiles because presumably rebels aren't flying massive planes around, right? So I don't know. I guess it's just in the state of paranoia. They're firing missiles at what they think are dangerous military aircraft.
I actually think that, well, I don't necessarily think that, but I've often wondered, what could it take for me to say I just can't fly anymore? I know people who have had experiences on airplanes, like, for example, where even though there wasn't really much of an emergency, in the midst of a very turbulent situation, the oxygen masks came down and the plane landed safely. But that made it so that they just aren't flying anymore. And you hear different stories of different people. Would something like this, how would this affect you?
Well, it's pretty rare that you're flying over a war zone, and even more rare that you're flying over one where the combatants have capabilities like this.
Right.
I guess from now on, maybe I'll just think to myself, okay, what countries is this plane flying over?
Yeah, so something like this, even if this happened to you, like let's say you were on this and it happened to you, you wouldn't stop flying. You would just say, I'm not going to take any flights that would go near there.
Right. I think I would be inconveniencing myself too much if I decided not to fly anymore.
All right. Natan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I would do the same. I would just, try to find out as much as possible as to the specific route that the plane I'm going on is taking. But I don't think, with plane travel, it's kind of out of your control. But there's always a chance that something's going to go wrong. It's a small chance. In this case, it's a little bit different only because of what Lewis says. You can kind of maybe not go over Syria and get to the place you're going.
Right. All right. There you go. Please join us on Facebook, facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. Sweden has adopted a gender-neutral pronoun. We'll talk about that and its implications. Stay with us.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.